Hello from Ottawa, Canada. Here we are in Constance Bay. As you can see here, I've got a bowl. I just filled it up with some lukewarm water or room temperature water, and put a bunch of Trachycarpus Fortunei seeds in it. So I have about 100 seeds in here. You can see there are two floating on the left side of the bowl. I'm going to leave them in. Generally that means they're no good, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to leave them soaked for a day or two, and then I'll follow up with another video after. One day later, so it's December 30th. You can see I've got my bowl filled with Trachycarpus Fortunei seeds here. Still have my two floaters, and anyways, we're going to get started to get these ready to germinate. The next step for me after soaking them for a day is to dehusk them. Now, some people do this before soaking them. I find it's easier. I find the fruit comes off much easier after they've soaked for a day. So here I am. I'm just removing the fruit, and soon I'll be left with just the seed. It's a little tough to get off, but I find if it's not soaked, it's quite a bit harder. I guess my fingernails aren't as strong as some people's, and so it's just easier for me to do it this way. After about 5 minutes, I'm dehusking the last of the 100 seeds. So on this side, I've got the seeds with the pulp removed. And on the other side of the paper, you can see all the fruit that I did remove from the seeds. And if we look in the bowl, I have my two floaters still there. So now I'll remove the pulp from the two floaters and see what they look like inside. So the first one here is feeling like it's pretty good. And there it is. It looks fine to me. We'll see what happens. Second one. As I'm removing the pulp, it's kind of just crushing into my hand. It's obviously rotted. And there, I don't know if you can see or not, but there it is. It's rotted. Now as I've been working, I just looked out the window, and you can see somebody's out cross-country skiing on the river, and somebody else is sled skiing. And they've got their dog with them as well. So now I'll just take all the good seeds and I'll get them off the table, put them back in the bowl, rinse them, and get them all clean. Got all the seeds rinsed now. The floater is in a container by itself. The rest of the seeds are in the bowl. So I'm going to take the seeds now and I'm going to plant them into some potting soil. So I'm just placing them in. It's going to be a community seed bed, which is just a Tupperware tub from the dollar store. So I just push them in slightly and indent them slightly, and then I cover them up with the soil around them. Now these tubs come with a sealed lid. I'll be putting the lid on, and then I'll put it in. We've got just a small grow tent from, I think it's from Walmart or one of the stores, and I'll be putting it in after, just on a little heating pad. So that's pretty well it for the first method of planting Trachycarpus seeds. And I'll be also putting some and using the baggy method, and we'll see which one works better. So it's the next day now. I've got my other half of the seeds, so about 50 seeds, Trachycarpus Fortunei, and I've got a baggie. And so I'm just marking on the bag so I know what's in it and when I planted them. And so I'm going to put some soil into the baggie. And again, it's just the potting mix, Miracle Grow potting mix. Now I'll just go over to the sink and put some water into the bag. And I've got a little too much water, so I'm just going to add a bit more soil, mix it up. And you got to make sure you don't put too much water in, or I've had problems with getting mold before. So I'm going to take some out here, squishing it, and the water's coming out, so I still need to put more soil in. But I'll mix that up and put a little more soil in, and then we should be ready to go. Once you've got it to the desired moisture level, then you can take your seeds and just plop them into the bag. So just take them all out of the bowl, dropping them in the bag. Now we'll just shake the bag up, make sure that they're kind of mixed into the soil well. And that's pretty well it for the baggie method of germinating Trachycarpus seeds. So at this point you can seal the bag if your soil is not too wet. Mine's probably still a little bit too wet, so I'm probably going to leave it open for a day or two until it dries out slightly. Now I'm just going to take my floater seed, that was submerged, and I'm going to try planting that. And I'm just going to use this little container just so I know that was the one that was floating earlier. And so I'll just plant it the same method, but in this little container. And we'll see how it does. We'll see whether this one germinates or not, even though it floated originally. Now my seeds are all ready. I've got them in the grow tent. They're on the heating pad, and we'll just keep an eye on them. Hopefully in about a week, they'll have germinated. And anyways, we'll see which one does better. Thanks for watching.